Hey you guys, it's Frank the Tank, and for this video, I'm going to try something just a little bit differently. I'm going to be showing you footage of a little testing session that I had with three somewhat new releases that I finally got to use. I say somewhat because these three new bowling balls are not necessarily new anymore. The Infinite Physics, the Reality Check, and the Idle Cosmos. Again, I said somewhat new because now, as I'm speaking to you, the attention has been shifted over to the Hustle USA. The Hyped Solid will soon be released at the time that I'm speaking to you. The Wolverine Dark Moss is already out. The RST X3, a lot of people are on that one now. The Night Road was going to be coming soon, but I heard that the release date got pushed back due to popularity and all that stuff. I guess people are really pre-ordering the hell out of that ball. I don't know. And then, of course, the Supernova that recently got announced. So, yeah, I say somewhat new because of those new releases that people are going to be focusing their attention on those. So, yeah, I'm going to be showing you footage of the testing session that I had with the Reality Check, the Idle Cosmos, and the Infinite Physics. I'm going to give you my thoughts on them. And then there's also some bonus footage of some other bowling balls that I brought that I decided to, I guess take out of my stash to see if they're still worthy of staying in my arsenal or if they're going away. So I guess we can go ahead and roll the clip. And actually, no, before we roll the clip, my reasons for this, I know this is probably the first time I've done this, and probably the first time in God knows how long that I've done kind of a ball review, because this is the closest thing to a review as it gets. You guys remember how I used to do those, but I haven't done that in a long time because, like I said, I wanted to focus on trying something different. I wanted to actually focus on myself and see how I do now that I'm back in league and all that stuff. But yeah, my reason for this was because for two reasons. One, I wanted to test out these new bowling balls, and two, if you guys watched week 12 of my summer league series, I'm pretty sure I pointed out so many times that my form was just falling apart, and I felt like I really needed to get back into practice. So yeah, this was kind of killing two birds with one stone, as they say. I got my practice in. I had already practiced my form in the days before this. I did it like I practiced my form a little bit at home. I went to my local bowling center, which was actually a lot closer to my house, and I actually practiced off camera over there. So yeah, I guess you could say that I took whatever it is that I tried practicing over there and took it to this little testing session of mine. And yeah, so I guess that's really the only reasons for this. So just to bring you up to speed a little bit, not that I should, because I should technically save this for week number 13, but yeah, week 13 is almost upon us, and I felt like now more than ever it was necessary to practice. So yeah, and we have the chance to actually win the league. So yeah, practice was definitely a must. And then of course we could take all these new and old bowling balls with us to see what we could, if we could take anything with us to league and see if we could use it or not. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's roll the clip. Okay, you guys, so that was the Cosmos, Reality Check, and Infinite Physics, along with some bonus footage of those other bowling balls that I brought with me. So hope you guys enjoyed that little shot compilation. Just talking about these three bowling balls that I tested out. Uh, the Idle Cosmos and Reality Check, I can tell you right now that I still feel like I need a little bit more time with these balls to test them out because yeah, I mean, I couldn't fully understand what I was seeing. My eyes just couldn't fully process it. But I'm not saying that these things are totally like gonna be like discarded, because I feel like these things still have potential to stay in the bag. But you know, I just feel like I need a little bit more time to experiment with them, just to know what I'm looking at. So the Idol Cosmos was like, it was totally like smooth. Like you guys could see it, like didn't have any kind of violent reaction to it. It was just nice and easy around the corner. Pretty slow compared to all the other idols. Um, didn't seem very lengthy, but it still definitely got a little bit further down the lane than the Helios. But yeah, for me, it looked like it still had that shape that the Helios had, but a lot more toned down. I mean, you guys could see it, it definitely was a lot smoother, a lot more toned down, and it definitely had miss room to it. I think like there, you could see there were a couple shots in there where I did miss left or right, and it did what it had to do to get back to the pocket. So that was really, really nice. But despite that, like I said, I need more time to see if I will be able to match up with it or not. And then the reality check definitely got much further down the lane in comparison. But definitely was a lot stronger than the reality based on what I saw in terms of how it got around the corner. And I was a little skeptical about this reality check because it had a hybrid cover. And one thing about me is that I don't really match up well with hybrid cover bowling balls. And that's why if you look at my arsenal, you'll see very little hybrid cover bowling balls in there. In fact, I think I've only got three. Technically, I've got four, but one is drilled as like specifically for straighter angles only. I've got the Trend 2, the Idle Synergy, and the UFO Alert. All have the pin above the bridge and the mass bias over to the right. So very aggressive layouts, because that is the only way I can get hybrid cover bowling balls to work for me. And yes, I have experimented with other layouts on hybrid cover bowling balls, and it just doesn't work. The reaction totally dies. At least that's what I see. And then my eyes just refuse to understand what that ball is doing. So in order for me to be able to use a hybrid cover ball, it has to hook. And that's kind of what contributed to me putting 60 by 5.5 by 60 on this reality check. And yeah, that high road, I'm not sure if I ever mentioned it. I have it drilled 60 by 0 by 0, so that puts the pin on my axis point. That's the one that's drilled specifically for straighter angles, but I don't really count that one because of that. It's not drilled normally. So yeah, really, I only have three normally drilled hybrid cover bowling balls, and I think this one has the potential to be added to that list. But again, this one also I feel I need a little bit more time with. It's actually the one that score-wise I struggled with the most. I only managed to get like 201 with it, and yeah, despite that though, I still kind of, you know, got an understanding of what that ball was doing, and the thing that saved it from being a discard was how it got around the corner. I don't really know how to explain it, but it like it got way far to the right and then just totally recovered. It totally jerked left, and I think that's what saved it from being a discard. If it didn't do that, I would have been like, nope, I can't have this ball, it's gone. So I knew the thing that also led to me narrowing down the possibilities for what layout I wanted to put on it was, apart from it being a hybrid cover, was what happened with my reality, the solid one. I had it with a 85 by 4.25 by 50 layout, which is a much less aggressive layout, and I struggled with it. And even though I struggled with it, I felt like there was something there that it just needed a little bit more juice. I knew that I could do, like, it wasn't gonna be a discard. Like I could understand that reaction, but I felt like it just needed a little more juice. So I took it to the pro shop. I told the guy what I saw, what I felt I needed, and he was like, I know exactly what to do. So he took it to the back, put it on the spinner, gave it some surface, put 1500 grit Abralon on it or something like that. So he added surface, made it a little more dull. And then suddenly, look what happened. I shot 700 with the reality on one of my league nights on lanes 1 and 2. You guys, I'm sure many of you saw that. So that's why the reality is not a discard and it's a keeper. So I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to make that mistake again, and that's why I wasn't going to put 85 4 1/4 by 50 on that reality check. I put an aggressive layout on it, and now I think I think it's going to be a keeper. It's not going to be a discard, but you know, I need more time, and we'll see. But definitely that ball would, that and the Idle Cosmos, I feel, would be bowling balls that would work well when the lanes start to dry up, simply because for the Idle Cosmos, how that nice and easy cornering that it has, I think that would really, from that, I feel like that ball, you could definitely chase left with it, and it will definitely work with you when the lanes start to dry up. And then this reality check, because of how lengthy it is, I think it could really work well when the lanes start to dry up. And then comes the Infinite Physics. This one was my favorite out of the three, without a doubt. And yeah, it definitely got far down the lane too, just like the reality check, but I couldn't tell you which one was lengthier. But this Infinite Physics, very lengthy, but very, very strong hook to it. And in fact, because of where I had to line up with it, it now is the second most aggressive ball that I have out of everything that I've got. And I know this because on a fresh house shot, I had to line up on board 24 with this. And every other aggressive bowling ball that I have, every like medium, upper mid bowling ball and high performance ball that I got, I don't go as far as 22 and a half. So this ball breaks down that barrier and goes to 24. So that's nice to see. Of course, there's the dark code. That one is like, I rule over every single one of you, because with that ball, I have to line up on 27 when the lanes are fresh. So yeah, this ball definitely answered a question for me that I desperately wanted answered, and that was, is it the core or is it the cover? And I think it's this officially confirms to me that it's the cover that I like, because you guys know how much I love the dark code. It's worked its way into becoming my number one, booting the nuclear cell off of that, because my nuclear cell was my number one, but I think this dark code is now my new number one. It always bails me out. You guys have seen every time I'm in a jam and I'm falling down and my scores are like just plummeting, I go to that dark code and it bails me out and I'm back in the 200s. And with that ball, I was always wondering, is it the core, the Rad4 core, or is it the cover? And or like, is it both of them together? I don't know. Is it one over the other? I don't know. But now with this Infinite Physics coming out, when they said that it's going to have the REX cover, I'm like, this could answer that question for me. And so I got my hands on it, and here we are. And I shot, I think that was that game that you guys saw. That one game, that was my very first game with the Infinite Physics, and I shot 247. So I'm like, I love this ball. My eyes instantly were able to understand what it was doing from beginning to end instantly with that one game. And that is unusual, because I don't know if I said this already, I usually need like half a dozen games, maybe even more, to understand if like what a ball is doing, to understand how it rolls, when it reads, how it turns the corner, and with this one I instantly understood it. I love it, and I think it's that REX cover for sure. And to further prove that that ball, that cover is the one, I'm going to take this ball to league with me. That's how confident I am that this ball is definitely worth keeping. I'm going to take it to league, and I am going to bowl some high games with that ball. I'm going to bowl you a high series with that Infinite Physics. So now that I know that I'm 100% confident that it's that REX cover, I cannot wait for the Night Road to come up, because that ball is going to have the REX cover. It's just a matter of trying to figure out what layout I'm going to put on it, because with that Infinite Physics, I've already got the pin above the ring finger, and then the dark code already has 85 by 4 1/4 by 50. And I'm definitely not going to put 85 4 1/4 by 50 on the Night Road, because that is a much weaker ball compared to the Infinite and the dark code. And the only reason I went with 85 forward a quarter by 50 on that dart code is because of it already has the high differential in it. I think 0.057, which is insanely high. And then the infinite physics, I felt it was not necessary to put the pin above the bridge. And, you know, I didn't want to totally kill the reaction with the weaker layout because I felt like that's what's going to happen. And so knowing how I am, knowing my game really well, seeing what I saw out of other people's reviews, that's what helped me narrow it down. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play it smart, wait for other people to upload their reviews on the Night Road. Now, in fact, I think there are already a couple of Night Road reviews out there. I just have to watch them and really pay attention to what is going on when these people throw the ball down the lane. And I think that'll help me narrow down what I'm going to do once I get my hands on that Night Road. But yeah, that REX cover is now, I think, going to become my new favorite Pearl cover. So, yeah, now I really can't wait for week number 13 of League. And it's going to be interesting because for that week of League, that's basically the championship match. And we have the chance to win it. We have the chance to win this league. So, and we're going to be on lanes 1 and 2. And you guys know how I feel about 1 and 2. I hate that pair. But here's to hoping that they oil the lanes properly. So, yeah, I'm going to take that infinite physics with me. And, of course, I'm going to take the hustle. I think I'm going to take the hustle wrap as well, knowing how well that ball handles when the lanes dry up. That ball handles that really, really well. And I don't know what else I'm going to take with me, but for sure that's what I'm going to do. So that's where I stand with this stuff. That's what I think about it. Love the infinite physics. The reality check and Auto Cosmos, I don't know yet. I need some more time. I'm going to take those to another practice session, play some more games with them just to see if I can match up well with them. And yeah, that's where we go from there. So I'm Frank the Tank. That was my thoughts on those 3 bowling balls. Hope you guys enjoyed. And now we focus our attention to week number 13 of League. So I will see you guys there.